I don't know. Some of the things Davo wanted might have been real good, I reckon.
Listen, we're not going along with any of the stuff she wants. All the screws do is give you something and then take it away again. We're better off doing things our own way. My way.
Yeah, but sometimes the things
What I say goes about anything. The screws don't get no cooperation from us on nothing. You're going to be very sorry they stuck me in here for 10 years.
Now, what have you got in mind?
Well, I want to get a more positive reaction from the women. That won't happen as long as we have someone with as negative an attitude as Gaffney ruling the roost. I've thought about it very carefully, and I've made a decision. I'm having B. Smith brought back here.
Yeah, go on, you silly old cow.
Go on. You should have stuck with us, Smith.
Quick as you can with your meal, Bryant. The governor wants to see you as soon as you're finished.
What's happening?
Margot's taken over.
She's what? Is that why the governor wants to see me?
How should I know? All I know is that you're in here for nothing. Your plan to bring Bea back in here is blowing up in your face. Margot's seen to that.
Can't you do something?
Oh, you've got to be joking. All the women are fair scared out of their wits.
Yeah, I suppose you're all towing the line.
Have to. Nobody's very happy,
Well, the
I know
screws
that.
wouldn't care who was towing the line as long as
Okay,
somebody's...
you two, that's enough.
Oh, Mrs. Powell.
I'll be back in 10 minutes, Bryant. Make sure you're ready.
Everything all right? Are you all right?
I don't know. Where is this?
We're about 5 kilometres from Calmio. Don't you know where you are? Well, where's your car? You do have a car, don't you? Well, how did you get here?
I don't know. What time is it?
Must be about 5:30.
Oh! Look.
You're obviously not well. Let me take you to a doctor.
No. Please, you've got to help me get back.
Back? Back where, love? Where'd you live?
76 Watt Street, Surrey Hills.
All right. Come on. I can go back that way.
I've got to get home to my husband and my daughter. They'll be worried about me.
Of course. Just the one child, have you?
Yes. She'll be wondering where I am. She's wondering why I'm so late. Her name's Debbie.
Come on, Sue. Let me get in the back. In the back.
Funny, isn't it?
What is?
I've got no idea how I got here.
Still no sign of Smith?
No, nothing. Would you like me to call Barnhurst?
Would you?
Mrs. Davidson.
Yes.
I just took Birdsworth to Solitary with Bryant's meal. I'm pretty sure she's told her about Margot's top dog takeover.
You think it could cause more trouble?
In a word, yes.
Well, don't forget that Smith is coming back, and that alone should stop any infighting.
Well, I doubt whether Gaffney and her cronies would agree with you.
Oh, yes, they will, because you and the rest of the staff will see to that. Any news?
Well, they say they should have been here ages ago. Apparently they left about 2 o'clock.
If you can assure me there will be no more trouble, no further action will be taken against you.
Yes, Mrs. Davidson, I've learnt my lesson.
What I want from you, and from everybody else, is an end to all this infighting. If we can eliminate that, then we'll have a better chance of doing something more positive about rehabilitation. That doesn't impress you?
Look, can I speak freely?
Yes, please do.
Well, I've been in Wentworth now over a year, right? And all that time, there have been over a dozen attempts at rehabilitation. Toy making, pottery classes, drama classes, higher education, you name it. None of it's worked.
Well, that's not quite true. One of our women managed to get her high school certificate.
Yeah, one out of how many? Not very good percentages, are they?
Well, perhaps not, but given the right circumstances, I'm sure we could improve our record.
And what would you call the right circumstances?
A cooperation between the staff and inmates, communication between both parties, and an earnest desire to get results.
Oh, good luck.
Yes, I know, it's idealistic, and I'm not going to fool myself that everything will just fall into place. Nevertheless, I'm going to make a start, and the first thing I want to set up is a prisoners' needs committee.
A what?
A committee to convey the women's needs to the administration. Of course, I realize that this will require a spokeswoman, and frankly, I would like to see you take the job.
Mrs. Davidson, I have just spent some time in the pound because I've been speaking up for the women, opening my big mouth. No, I'm not going to do it. Anyway, how do I know we'd get a fair hearing?
You have my word. Naturally, I would prefer you to communicate with a member of the staff, but if you find you are not getting satisfaction, then you have direct access to this office.
Oh. Look, you'd have to prove to the women it wasn't a fly-by-night operation.
Well, I was rather hoping that you would do that, too. And whilst you're talking to them, you might let them know that I've arranged for Bea Smith to be returned to Wentworth. She shall be here this evening. I thought that would brighten up your day.
Yeah, it sure does.
Fine. Then you will speak to the women?
You bet I will.
Good. Mrs. Powell, would you take Bryant back to Solitary so you can get her things and then return to H Block?
You know, Mrs. Davidson, maybe this needs committee thing will work, huh? I want you to know I'm going to do my best to see it does.
Thank you. Wendy, is there any sign of the Barnhurst van yet? I see. Thank you.
Of course, we don't want no rough stuff, but if they want to argue... OK, well, you go in and start messing the joint up a bit. We'll be right behind you, OK?
Oh, hi, Lil. What can I do for you? Oh, you bloody bitch!
What's the problem?
What's the problem? Have a look at that.
She do that?
Well, you don't reckon I did it, do you? You rotten mongrel, stop it! I'll cut it out!
Looks like they got it in for you, kiddo.
Well, your mate's telling to stop.
Can't.
What do you mean you can't? You got it working for you.
That's it, you see. People work for expect to get paid, and I ain't got nothing to pay him with. So...
Oh, all right. What do you want?
Hey! What do you got? Come on, Dor. You can do better than that. Show her, girls. Okay. Outside. See that? Did exactly what I told him to do. You know, Dor, it's a pity you just got your buy-up. I reckon they would have settled for less.
All right, Margot. I get the message. I want to stay in one piece, and so I've got to pay protection. Is that right?
You know, Dor, you're not as dumb as they say.
You know, what do we have to go through all this for? I mean, you could have just said it straight out, and then we wouldn't have had to play any stupid games.
I don't play games, kiddo. Especially not stupid ones. And don't you forget it.
You sure, Margot?
It's people like you play the stupid games. You were the one that lost my money, remember?
I didn't lose it. Vera took it and put it in the recreation fund.
And a fat lot of good it's doing me in there. So I reckon it's about time I started getting some of it back.
You're going to take me money as well.
No, but I'll take your bets. Fancy anything in the midweek races?
I don't bet.
You mean you didn't? See you later in the rec room. Give you a chance to study the form guide.
Rich, Margot. Wish Bea was here.
There we are. Sure you're okay?
This'll be fine, thanks.
I still think you ought to see a doctor.
I will, as soon as I see Debbie's okay. You've been a great help. I can't thank you enough.
No need to. You just take care of yourself.
Are you sure?
Bye.
Bye.
You want something?
Who are you?
I live here, if it's any of your business.
No, you don't. This is my house. I live here with my husband and my daughter Debbie. What have you done with Debbie?
I don't know any Debbie, and I don't know you, and if you don't get the hell out of here, I'm going to call the police.
No, please, look, you got me wrong. This is my house.
Here, I think you'd better sit down. You don't live here, love, whoever you are. You've got the wrong house.
But I do.
Look, I've lived here for over 2 years. Me, my husband, and my 2 kids. Well, can I get you anything? A glass of water, perhaps?
Minimum bet's $5. When'd you get out?
Just now?
Oh, Jude, how are you, love?
I'm fine, love.
Geez, it's good to see you, Jude. You wouldn't believe how this joint's gone down since you've been in a pound.
I believe it.
Before you go any further, I think you should know that I'm running things now. And if you want to argue about it, there's no time like the present.
You get no argument from me, Margot. Enjoy yourself. While you can.
What's that supposed to mean?
Haven't you heard?
Heard what? Come on, Bryant, you know something, pass it on.
Should I tell her, girls?
Bryant.
Bee's coming back tonight.
Well, I reckon I won't be needing this.
Don't get too excited, kiddo. The big red ain't back yet. And if she reckons she's going to move me out of the top slot, she's got another think coming. I'm running this show now, and I don't play second fiddle to nobody.
Wendy, anything from Barnhurst? I see. And no sign of B. Smith. Well, I think we've waited long enough. I'm going to bring in the police. No, it's all right. I'll call them.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Could you direct me to Palmer Street?
Palmer Street. Which Palmer Street? Canterbury?
Yes, I think so.
You on foot or in a car, madam?
On foot.
It's a fair hike from here. You go straight down that road there till you get the next set of lights. Turn left, go up 3 streets, turn right. That's Palmer Street.
Look, lady, you're just going to stand there with your mouth open.
Look, there must be somebody else who lives here, please.
Only me and me old budgie, missus.
But it's the right number, number 5.
Look, lady, I don't know what you're on about. There must be thousands of flats and houses here with number 5.
Well, I know this is the right place, it's the right street. She lives here, she must.
She? Who's she?
Mum.
Your mother?
No. No.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, missus, but I can't help you. Look, I live here on my own, and my mother's been dead this 30 year or more.
She used to live here.
Who, this mum?
Yes.
Ah, well, used to be. How long since you were last here?
I don't know.
Yeah, look, I've been here over a year now, and the last occupant was a Mrs. Brooks, I think. She be your mum?
Yes, I think so.
Hang on a tick. You've left a forwarding address here somewhere. Yeah, went off to live with a daughter or granddaughter or something, somewhere near here. Ah, yeah. Here you go. It's a fair way.
Thanks.
Hope it's who you're looking for.
See Mrs. Brooks.
Keep it down in there, you lot. Sorry about that. I've got a couple of the neighbourhood kids here. Now, what were you saying?
Mrs. Brooks. Can I see Mrs. Brooks, please?
No one here by that. Oh, hang on. I think that's Mrs. Watkins' mum. Look, I'm sorry. She doesn't live here anymore. Moved out some months ago.
I've been walking miles looking for her. Look, could I just come down and sit down for a minute? I just need to rest for a second.
Well, I don't know. I'm only the babysitter here.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Well, if you could just give me Mrs. Brooks' address, I wouldn't bother you anymore.
Hang on a tick. That's Mrs. Watkins' mother's address.
Thanks.
I hope I won't get into trouble for having given it to you.
No, it'll be all right. Don't worry. It'll be all right. I'm sorry. I'm just exhausted.
Yes, well, now you sit there. And I'll get us a nice cup of tea.
You know me.
Bea? What's happened? Now, come on. You can tell me.
I don't know. I went to find Debbie, but she wasn't at home. There was a woman there, a strange woman in my house, and she wouldn't tell me what she'd done with Debbie. Please, can you help me find Debbie, please? Can you help me find her?
There, love. There. Bea? Bea, have you escaped?
Escaped?
Never mind. I think we'll get you cleaned up and into bed. We can talk about it in the morning.
Can't we find Debbie first?
No, don't think about that just now, love. Come on. Come on. Oh, poor love. You're exhausted. Now, come on. Get some rest. We'll talk about it in the morning.
Good morning, Inspector Bridges.
Mrs. Davidson, this is Detective Adams.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Please sit down, gentlemen.
Well, I've no doubt you've heard that we located the Barnhurst prison van early this morning.
Yes, I understand the driver was killed in the crash.
Well, we won't know for certain until we see the PM report.
And the other officer?
Well, she's in a coma. She was pretty badly hurt. No one will say when we can talk to her.
Have you any idea how the accident was caused?
No, nothing we can prove yet.
I see. Inspector, I get the feeling that you've already made up your mind that B. Smith caused the accident in order to escape.
Could be.
Why?
Quite simply this, Mrs. Davidson. There have been too many incidents of women prisoners taking advantage of inefficient supervision, rioting, striking, escaping, and generally making our job that much harder.
I'm sorry you're so overtaxed, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know.
That's very kind of you. There is something you can do.
Yes?
I'd like a list of all Smith's relatives and known associates, particularly women who've been in Wentworth and are now on the outside.
People to whom she might go.
Precisely.
Well, certainly, Inspector. I'll get one of the staff to get the files for you.
Margot's Gaffney's at the press. Enjoy it if you can. Now B. Smith is coming back. Just watch it hit the fan. She's gonna get what she deserves. A miserable little speck. 'Cause B. Smith
Watch
kicked her
it,
in the
Lizzie.
bum.
If you want to be around to welcome your mate back, give us that. Stay here. Here, Margot. You go near those three and you're in big trouble, right? Yeah, sure, Margot.
Touchy, isn't she?
I'm warning you.
Caused by the prison escapee who was being named as B. Smith. Smith, serving a life sentence for murder, was being transferred from Barnhurst Women's Prison to Wentworth Detention Centre when the vehicle in which she was travelling left the road and plunged into heavy bush.
Be's escaped!
The man is dead, and the escorting officer...
She's really done it now. They're going to chuck her in the pan and chuck away the key.
If they catch her.
What makes you think they won't?
Because B's too smart for 'em, that's why.
Approximately 63 kilograms and has red hair.
Either way, it looks like I'll be holding the top side of Wentworth. You want to sing about that, Lizzie?
And to call the nearest police station or Inspector Bridges on 240-1798. And on the sports front, football coach...
Oh. Where am I? It's all right. You're safe. Oh. Come on, sit down. What happened, Bea? The escape. How did you... Escape? There's been a news item on the radio just now. They say you crashed a prison van.
I don't know anything about... I don't know anything about anything. I can't remember.
You must have cracked your head on something. Here, let me have a look. Oh. I thought as much. Well, right now, you're going back to bed and you're going to rest while I work out what to do about you.
Well, now that news of Smith's escape is out, things could get nasty. Unless we can get Gaffney and the others to settle their differences.
And just how are we going to do that?
Well, by giving her some direction, some purpose in life.
Such as?
Well, I was hoping one of you might have a suggestion.
A good spell in the pound would do for starters.
I don't think that's quite what Mrs. Davidson had in mind. However, I'll think about it. If I come up with anything, I'll get back to you.
Thank you, Mrs. Morris. In the meantime, I think we should keep a close watch on things and act immediately if there's any sign of trouble.
Which means more stress for the staff.
Well, some things are being sorted out. Our current staff situation, for instance. I've had a letter from the department to say we're getting another officer.
Only one?
Well, it's a start. His name is Terence Harrison.
A man?
Miss Bennett, we are getting a new officer. The gender is immaterial.
In a women's prison?
Oh, what happened to equal opportunities? Or is that something just reserved for women's libbers?
Well, as long as he's capable of taking orders from a woman,
He's a good officer.
You know him?
Yes, we served together at Pentridge.
Oh, fine, then you can help him settle in. Mr. Harrison is being transferred from a country prison on promotion. He will hold the same rank as you, Miss Bennett, and will be answerable to only Mr. Fletcher and myself.
Well, I think it's wonderful. Another senior staff officer will be invaluable to the administration as a whole.
They spot you? What are they doing?
Picking up laundry, taking bets, and Margot's telling everyone that Bee's busted out and she's still boss cocky.
Oh, God. Where is she now?
C block.
Well, that gives us a bit of time. Listen, girls. Looks as though Bee's not going to be coming back after all. Now, that leaves us with Margot lording over us. What are we going to do about it?
I know. Put some rat poison in a dinner.
Oh, thanks very much. I think we're going to have to be more subtle than that, Lizzie.
What we do need to do is get Margot out of her hair for a while so that we can get to work on the other women. Because if we get the rest of these girls on side...
Not a lot of rat poison. Just enough to make a real...
leave off the rat poison, Lizzie?
Why don't you go and ask Davo to put Margot in the pound for a while? You could do it, Jude. Just say it's one of those requests from the Needs Committee.
She's going to need more than a request. But that is exactly what we're going to give her. Listen, Lizzie, when Margot comes back with that trolley, I want you to take half the stuff off it and then get it out of here.
What are you going to do?
I'll let you know as we go along.
Bee, are you awake? I've made some broth. You feeling better?
Oh, yes, thanks. How have I been asleep?
Oh, a good 2 hours. Here now. Eat this. Then you can go back to sleep.
No, I'll be fine, thanks.
Good. Better than that watered-down stuff they give you at Wentworth, eh? Never mind. Now, tell me the rest. You went to my daughter's house.
Yeah, nice house. There was some teenager there looking after the kids. I suppose your daughter must have been out.
Did she get a good look at you?
Who, the babysitter?
Yes.
I don't know, she might have. Why?
Well, the police have been broadcasting your description. If she recognizes you from that...
Look, what is it all this talk about escapes and descriptions and the police?
Look, Bee, you've had a concussion, perhaps even a fractured skull, and it seems you've lost your memory. Now, they're saying some pretty awful things about you.
They? Who's they?
The police. So we've got to be careful. Now then, that babysitter is sure to tell Lorraine that you called. And if they decide to come round here, or if the babysitter goes to the police, now, either way, this is no place for you to be. I'd like to get you to a doctor, but Now, stay there. Don't move unless I call you.
Coming!
Mrs. Brooks,
Yes.
may I come in?
Bee Smith. Yes, I remember her.
Yes. Well, she's escaped. And we're checking all her known associates.
What for?
She may try and contact one of you.
Oh.
And if she does, you'd be wise to have nothing to do with her.
Oh, dear.
Not to mention the heavy penalty you'd get for aiding and abetting an escaped convict. You know what that means, don't you?
Yes, I do. And I've no intention of going back to jail.
Good. So if she does try and contact you, you'll call us, right?
Yes. Yes, I will.
It's for your own good, Mrs. Brooks. People like Bee Smith don't deserve to have friends. Know what I mean?
Yes. Thank you for letting me know. I'll be on the lookout from now on.
Looking forward to a favourable response to this request. Yours sincerely, etc.
Jim! Terry! Good to see you.
And you.
Welcome to Wentworth. Thanks a lot. Where do I sign in?
Right behind you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, take your bag.
Hey, who's that?
That's Julie, our receptionist.
Not bad, not bad.
Hey, ease off. The governor doesn't approve of fraternisation between the staff.
What about the inmates?
Them too, especially them.
Oh, it's just like an all-male prison.
Yeah, there are differences, but you'll find out soon enough.
Hey, what's the score? What's the score?
5 to 1.
5 to 1, eh?
Yeah, the female staff outnumber the males 5 to 1, so you can see what I'm up against.
Oh, yeah, it must be tough, especially if there's no fraternisation, eh?
Yeah, well, I didn't. Never mind. Come on, I'll show you around.
Right.
Introduce you to some of the members of the staff. Vera. I'd like you to meet the newest member of our family.
Oh, you must be Harrison.
And you're,
Bennett, Vera Bennett.
Vera?
Let's get one thing straight, Mr. Harrison. We may hold the same rank here, but that doesn't give you the right to take liberties. So I'll thank you to address me as Miss Bennett.
I'm beginning to see what you mean. They all like her?
No, not all of them.
I wouldn't want to be with her.
Bea, they'll be back. Sooner or later, they'll be back. Now, please, try to remember.
I can't. I can't remember anything.
Now, look, you were sent to Barnhurst. Why? I don't know. Then they decided to send you back to Wentworth. You were in a prison van.
No, I don't know anything about Barnhurst or Wentworth. I'm not a criminal.
How and where do you think we met?
I don't know.
We met in Wentworth. I was there, too.
No.
Yes, Bea, yes. And you still have other friends in Wentworth. Lizzie and Doreen. You must remember them. And you also made some enemies. Frankie Doyle. Do you remember Frankie?
No, I don't remember. Look, I'm not what you're saying I am. I'm not what they think I am. I just want to find my daughter. I want to find Debbie. You said you'd help me find her.
All right, dear. Now, come on. Rest now. We'll talk again later.
I just want to find
Yes, now
Debbie.
rest. Rest. Rest.
Debbie.
Shh.
Oh, strike me lucky. I'm surrounded.
What are you doing here, Birdsworth?
Oh, just getting the dirty linen, Miss Bennett.
We'll get on with it.
All right. Hey, who's the new bloke?
Never you mind, Birdsworth.
Well, fancy him, do you? Well, don't worry. I won't be any competition.
That's enough of that.
Who's the old boiler?
Lizzie Birdsworth. She's pretty harmless.
Oh, yeah. Looks as if she should be riding a broomstick.
Police have again appealed to the public to be on the lookout for Smith. She is dangerous and likely to use further force in order to avoid arrest. Meanwhile, a spokesman for St. Vincent's Hospital has said that the prison officer injured in the crash is still in a coma, though her condition is stable.
Oh, you're awake. Well, lunch is nearly ready.
Look, don't bother on my account.
Oh, it's no bother. Where are you going?
I can't stay here longer. I've got to go and find Debbie.
No, Bea, you can't do that.
And you're going to stop me?
Bea, Debbie is dead. Debbie is dead.
You're lying. You're lying.
Now, why would I do that?
This is not true.
Oh, Bea, come on. Now, sit down.
Oh,
Listen to me, Bea. I'm going to get help. Do you hear me?
Please, it's not
Please,
true.
you stay there. I'll be back soon, but I'll bring help. You wait there.
Now, Mr. Harrison has joined us this week, and I can assure you that he has the best possible qualifications for the job.
He looks all right, huh?
Yeah, real cute.
I don't mean it that way, you dope. I mean to help us to get Margot.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, you make sure you speak up so he can hear you.
Now, come on, off to dinner. Quickly.
Doreen, I'm telling you, I saw it.
A real hacksaw
Yes,
blade.
and there was a knife missing from the kitchen as well.
Jeez, who would have done as a... Shh.
Do you mind if I join you?
Suit yourself.
Thank you.
How are you enjoying your first day at Wentworth?
Oh, very good, thank you. Mind you, it is a little different from my last posting.
Oh, how's that?
Well, there, we had to stay with the prisoners while they're having their meals. None of this handing over to another officer.
Mr. Fletcher's quite capable of prisoner control during lunch.
Yes, I know that. Mind you, the prisoners don't seem over-capable of hanging onto their tongues, do they?
Meaning?
Oh, it's nothing. Probably just baiting the new boy, you know?
What did they say to you?
Well, it's not so much what they said to me as what they said to let me hear. You know, that American and the chubby blonde.
Bryant and Burns.
Yeah. Yeah, they said something about a hacksaw blade and a kitchen knife. Very convincing.
You think they were joking?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a hacksaw blade?
What do you intend doing about it?
What do you suggest I do about it?
An immediate search?
Oh, now, wait a minute. I mean, if they were just baiting me, they'll see I've fallen for it hook, line, and sinker, then I'll be a laughingstock.
And if it wasn't bait and you do nothing, you could be out of a job.
You think I should report them?
Definitely. And if we don't find anything, we'll make them sorry for wasting our time.
All right. I'll request an immediate search. Thanks, Miss Bennett.
Don't mention it. If you run into any more problems, just let me know.
Good, thanks.
I've changed my mind. Drive on, please.
All right, everybody, there's to be an immediate cell search.
Oh, yeah? What for?
We don't need any reason, Gaffney, and you know it. Now, all of you, back to your cells and wait outside the door. Cut the chatter, Brian, just move on. You too.
Come on, Hunt, move it.
You know, if you told us what you were looking for, we might be able to save you a lot of trouble.
We're looking for anything you shouldn't have.
Miss Bennett, can I see you a minute, please? Look at that. The usual for the prisoners to have this kind of a stockpile?
No, it is not. Bryant, Burns, in here. You're getting a little careless, aren't you? Both of you. Now start clearing that lot out from under there and stack it on your beds.
Come in. Mum, what a pleasant surprise. Come on in. Sit down. Is everything all right? I mean, you're not due to visit me until next month.
Yes. No.
What is it?
You've heard B. Smith's escaped.
Yes, I have.
Yes, well, she's at my place. She arrived there last night.